The coast of California is home to several types of sharks. These are leopard sharks. They are likely the most frequently seen shark on the coast. And where there are leopard sharks, there's a good chance a great white shark can be found nearby. That's because leopard sharks are a known meal of juvenile and even subadult great white sharks. In California, there's a good chance a white shark is near shore. The same can be said in Cape Cod, where the presence of seals is synonymous with the presence of sharks. The formula is pretty simple. Where there is food, there is a higher chance to find sharks. It just happens to be that the food is often closer to shore than you'd think. This shark was hunting a fish just a stone's throw away from surfers. Here's another white shark in the shallows. It is in pursuit of leopard sharks, skates, and whatever fish it can catch. It is not often you see sharks actively hunting, but you can tell by the burst of speed right here that this shark is on a mission. By digging their snouts into the sand, sharks can scoop out some of their favorite meals. These are bat rays, and young white sharks are frequently found near them. The same goes for round rays. Rays pose a greater threat to sharks than other species. In fact, ingesting the barb of a ray can and has proven fatal to many sharks in the past. So it is not a surprise to see white sharks become extra cautious around them. Look at the following clips. These sharks have eaten everything but the barb of the ray. This is something I observe frequently. Because the barb can lodge in the shark's esophagus, causing internal bleeding, the sharks must travel with it until it can rid itself of it. It is apparent that white sharks have acquired the instincts that have helped them determine that rays are a food they must be extra careful with. Nature's way of conditioning is truly remarkable. Perhaps it's safer to eat other sharks instead. And they are doing just that. I first believed that it was only leopard sharks that great white sharks are eating, but there is another type of shark I've found remarkably close to shore in California that I know white sharks are preying upon, but I couldn't be sure until I had definite proof. I'm talking about a species that is bigger than leopard sharks, a species known for their aerial abilities. Did you see it? This shark breaches completely out of the water. Here's another one, albeit farther away. Still, the breach is undeniable. At first glance, I thought I was witnessing white sharks breaching. But after closer examination, these sharks are different in appearance from white sharks. Notice the difference. Here's a clip from my previous video showing a great white shark breaching. First, notice the size, and secondly, notice the tail. And here is an example of another breach. This one is not a great white shark. Again, notice the tail. The floppy tail is a dead giveaway. But I needed a closer view to be sure. Here's another example. My patience was getting tested. Every breach was just too far away. But I could see just enough to estimate that these breaches were different. That floppy tail was just too different. And so I would have to depend on making my own luck. While filming a white shark near a paddleboarder, I witnessed something incredible. It was the proof I needed. I only wish I had recorded 1 second earlier. Watch this. As I film the paddleboarder near a white shark, an incredible splash occurs. I knew immediately I had captured what I needed. Looking at it again, you can easily identify this shark is a thresher shark. The tail is undeniable. The tail of a thresher shark is one of the most recognizable of all shark species. But what is more incredible is that there's a human, a thresher shark, and a great white shark all in this frame. And once again, it goes to show what a little patience and luck can yield. I began combing my footage from the days I logged breaches and found something remarkable. It is a trend that could explain why there were so many breaches and why white sharks are always nearby. The great white sharks may very well be hunting the thresher sharks. And here's the proof. This is the tail of a thresher shark in a great white shark's mouth. At first, because I've witnessed white sharks with stingray barbs so often, I automatically assumed that this was a ray. But it is significantly bigger than the barb of a ray. And when you compare it to a thresher shark tail, you can clearly see that it is indeed the tail of a thresher shark. The idea that they share the same nursery is a real possibility. Thresher sharks are not believed to be a primary target for great white sharks. Most of the sharks here are juvenile white sharks, and it is evident that they are eating something bigger than stingrays. They often drag entrails, like those seen dragging out of this shark's mouth. And if I were a thresher shark being chased by a great white, I too might be jumping often. In this clip, you can make out an orange California Garibaldi among the other species near the shark. Because there's so much food around this particular area, it likely explains why the sharks continue to come here. The fact that thresher sharks are also here and that they are bigger than regular fish is only a plus. Filming a thresher shark at the water's surface is a tall order, but I know they are around, so I'll have to rely on breaches, entrails, and tails in white sharks' mouths for the time being. Plus, I'll need to get lucky, but above all, I'll need to be patient. White sharks seem to be rather picky about their meals, and they are not immune to bullying, no matter how big they are. Watch this yellowtail nibble at this young white shark's tail. One may wonder why the white shark doesn't just attack these pesky fish. The answer is relatively simple. For sharks, everything is about energy consumption. While they can and do eat fish, like threshers, the energy exerted to catch a relatively small fish isn't worth it. And so the capture of a thresher shark, like this white shark has done, is more than likely skill than luck. In the meantime, I'm happy to take all the luck I can get. Thanks for watching.